what are your thoughts about stepping out of expectations and outcomes to be present in the moment and just following the flow? So, uh, so this is really about, it's probably a more advanced concept, but it's kind of the idea that we become real manifestors when we detach our sense of identity from the outcome. So the way that I've been playing with this lately is, we might have a sense of like, well, once I finally have the partner, then I'll be happy. Or once I finally have the house that I want to buy, I'll be happy. Or once I finally get the job that I want to have, I'll be happy. Or once I finally get the amount of money that I want to have, I'll be happy. And so what happens is we're always creating a gap between where we are and where we want to be. And so by perceiving that future self, we are in essence creating a disconnect from the present moment, right? So I don't want to be here, I want to be there, and so I'm never quite here. And so what happens is we create this gap, and then we embody the identity of not there yet, not there yet, not there yet, not feeling this, not feeling what I want to feel. But on the upside of that, we start becoming increasingly clear on what we do want, right? That gets increasingly clear. And so there becomes this sort of increasing tension that exists within us. I want, but I'm not. And when we do things like invest in self-help and personal development, there's this sort of, it's called through me consciousness, it's called by me consciousness. So by me consciousness is this idea that when we first step into self-help and personal development, we're like, we start to say, I'm not a victim. I'm going to take full responsibility for my health and well-being. I'm going to stop blaming people, and I'm going to be totally in charge, right? I'm going to take full control of my life, and I'm going to make it happen. And so there's a sense of evolving agency in that. And this is an important part of that evolving journey, right? But we can kind of get a little bit, and this is good, because you engage with the varieties of life, you pick up resources, you learn new things, you become increasingly savvy. And there are wonderful things that you grow and evolve into in that by me consciousness, right? And there are wonderful accomplishments that you attain through that efforting. But then it's likely but even in the by me consciousness, you're still adopting the consciousness that I'm not there yet. So there's a vibration of lack. There's a vibration of not entirely whole. So what happens is you're going to get about halfway to where it is you want to be through virtue of your own efforting and your own gumption and agency. Get halfway there, and then all of a sudden it's going to turn on you. And you're going to be like, oh, but now I'm anxious about how anxious I am. And why aren't I there yet? And I should have been there by now. And oh no, now I've got all these negative self-thoughts. And now I'm beating myself up for I shouldn't have negative self-thoughts. And this is what I call double troubles. So you're anxious about how anxious you are, and you're depressed about how depressed you are. And you're like, I've done all this work, but nothing's working. I got a little bit farther. I must be backsliding now. And so what happens is you get about this far, and then you loop back around. I call this the success-driven heartbreak cycle. You loop back around. And so what's the solution then? It's through me consciousness, right? So it's understanding that you cannot possibly exist in this identity that you want unless you are inhabiting it now, unless you accept yourself as you are. Because, the idea is that once you accept yourself, you don't have to better yourself. The best version will just show up, right? It's already there. It's kind of like a light bulb. It's a bunch of paint has been splashed on it. We're just wiping off the film, and the illumination was always there. It's just now we're creating opportunities for the light to shine through. And so the way that I've been playing with this, making these things embodied is usually the best way to do this. And that is, so I like to sit on a couch. For me, my manifesting intentions are to be more fully at home within myself, to stop thinking about future outcomes. And it's a quality of being really appreciative and satisfied and comfortable and content with what you have, while still experiencing a sense of delight and joy and playfulness and creativity and curiosity by imagining something more. So can you imagine something more without denigrating the now, right? Can you imagine something that you could build that would be fun to erect without diminishing what you've already got? Right. And so most of us, like if I were to tell you to build a sandcastle in the sand, you wouldn't think that, well, Well, because the castle isn't built must mean that I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not healed enough. No. You'd just be like, oh, yeah, it'd be fun to build a sand castle. It's an add on, it's a surplus, right? I'm filled up already. I'm just curious and playing with what it means to be surplus, what it would mean to build more. It's about curiosity. This is what Jung called our highest ego potentials. So I like to sit on a cushioned seat and I hold a pillow in my arms. And my manifesting intentions, my playful intentions these days are manifesting like a weekend house in northern New York. So I sit on a couch and I hold a pillow in my arms. And I realize that when I have that weekend house in northern New York, I may have an opportunity to sit on a cushioned seat and hold a pillow in my arms. And if I were to close my eyes, would anything be different about me or that experience if I were in a different setting? No. It's still going to feel the same to put my butt on a cushioned seat and hold a pillow in my arms. Am I going to be a fundamentally different person? No. So what's stopping me from just being who I am right now? I don't need the weekend house in northern New York to be something better or new or fancy or different or more evolved or more successful. Not really, because even when I'm there, I'm just going to be the same version of myself. So it's a level of detachment. And so once I can detach from the idea that my outcomes mean something about me, mean something about who I am and what value I have to bring to anything, then what happens is I remove all the resistance to that thing actually occurring in my life. So that's kind of an explanation. These are the things we talk about. Those are the things we talk more about in Hungry Love Masterclass. I learned that a long time ago, but it took a long time to learn. Yeah. Well, we can know something, but understanding it experientially is a very different thing, right? Yeah, the experiential nature of reality is really important because a lot of times when we've experienced attachment injuries or other forms of trauma in our lives, we have learned how to think our way around life instead of feeling our way through it. And there's also, and psychological research has also borne this out, that if you have a highly developed third eye and ability to visualize, oftentimes people who have that ability will just visualize the accomplishment of the thing or the acquisition of the thing or what have you and feel satisfaction, and then they won't take action to pursue, right? Or they won't take action to experience that in an embodied way, right? Because manifestation's not just about sitting back and fantasizing. It's about creating an openness and a receptivity to receiving the intuitive nudges that allow you to take inspired action, because we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we are here in part to engage with the material resources we have at our disposal. I mean, it's fun to build sandcastles and knock them down. It's fun to build businesses and sell them or dismantle them. It's fun to learn a new skill and apply it in action and see how you can take a piece of wood or a piece of glass or a piece of anything and make it into something functional. That's fucking fun, right? So how can we line up that sense of joy and a curiosity and creativity and excitement with a sense of surplus and abundance and creativity instead of chasing a sense of relief for a sense of lack that we fundamentally feel, right?